Hey everyone! Today I am going to create a card with this stamp set. Not 100% sure what I'm going to use, but I'm kind of leaning towards this guy. And I've got a card base, which I'll put to the side. I have a panel that I have already stamped. I did this a little bit ago, so I honestly don't remember which ink I used. I know it was a Distress Oxide ink, and it was either Frayed Burlap or Vintage Photo. It kind of, I don't know, kind of looks like maybe it's Vintage Photo, but I've been using a lot of the Frayed Burlap lately, so I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, this is the panel that I have created, and I did this by rubbing the ink pad on my husband's couch. He's got a leather couch in his office, and I inked it up with the Distress Oxide ink, and then I just pressed the panel down onto the couch and rubbed it really good to get a good impression, and that is what it left me. I thought it was kind of a cool background, and the Distress Oxide ink cleans really nicely off the leather, by the way. So anyways, I'm going to use that panel, and I'm going to cut down a smaller white panel to stamp the image on. Which size do I want? Let's see how much. That doesn't leave very much of the background, so hold up. Let's see if that size. Now, does that fit over that? Oh, look at that. That fits like almost perfectly over that little guy. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to use him or... But you know what? I think that probably works really nice. So, will a birthday stamp fit in there? I don't know. Let's see. Let's leave that one out for the moment. I'm going to pull out the stamp set. And let's... Come on. He's really stuck. Goodness. Okay. I'll use him. And I had kind of thought of maybe that Have a Wild Birthday, but I'm not sure if that's going to fit. I do have to find some white cardstock, though. Okay, I think I'll just use one of my pre-cut white panels. Let me just see if I put that... Okay, let's pick that up first. And you know what? Let's just stamp him before I decide what sentiment is going to go on there. So I'm going to stamp him in the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Just move a couple things out of the way here. And I'm going to grab my clear embossing powder and a scrap paper. That will work. Just add that on there. And let's ink this up. Just make sure that's in the corner. Oh, that's stamped really nicely. Grab a baby wipe to give a quick clean of the stamp. And just cover that up with embossing powder. And I will heat set this off screen. Okay, I will line this up. Of course, it's a little bit warped from heat setting it. I'm just gonna bring in some washi tape. Just make it not quite as sticky. And let's try to line that up, hopefully. You know what, let's just go a little more in. So even if it cuts off a little bit of the image, it's better than having white on the edge. Okay, I'm gonna go take this to my embossing machine or cutting machine and be back. All right, gently peel that off. Gently peel that off. Perfect. Okay. So that's going to go on there. And let's see if this Have a Wild Birthday. Oh, look at that. That will fit right in that spot. I wasn't sure if that would fit or not. Bring my Misty back in. Actually, I think I'm gonna put him to the top. And let me line this up. Look, that fits perfectly in there. So let me bring back in the scrap paper, get my embossing powder ready, and let's stamp the sentiment. And let's do that one more time. Okay. And I will heat set this and be back. Okay, so if we have that on there, and that on there, did I just smudge ink on there? I'm not even going to color the giraffe. I'm just going to leave him black and white and leave this a very kind of neutrally looking card. So I will go ahead with my Bearly Art glue. That pin was stuck a little bit, so I'm just going to make sure it's good. Glue this panel onto the card. Perfect. And this one I'm just going to glue right flat down. This is going to be a pretty plain and simple card, but I need more birthday cards in my stash because sadly I tend to not make birthday cards as often as I should, and I don't have very many. So there we go. That's just a very plain and simple birthday card. You know what? Let's maybe add an inside sentiment. Okay, so I have this Waffle Flower Inside Sentiments birthday stamp set. So, which one shall we use? Bring the Misty back in. So I have a Wild Birthday. May your day be filled with all your favorite things. I think I'll do that one. Okay, that's straight. And grab my ink again. Okay, and it didn't quite cover, so let's add some more. And this should work. Perfect. So here we go. Cute little giraffe birthday with the couch imprint stamped behind for the panel. And it just says, have a wild birthday. May your day be filled with all your favorite things. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful day.